Well, until now, every deck that you've seen me build, I've cut it all by hand. I mean, I designed them on my computer first, but I'm still printing them out to paper and then copying it onto metal and cutting it all by hand, and it just takes forever. So I think the next step here is to build a plasma table. So as you can see here, I got myself one of those NEMA 34 motors, and I got a gear and some racks, and I got some rails in that box there, and I've just been starting to collect pieces to get it all built. So that's what I'm going to do today, start on building this plasma table finally. I've never built a plasma table before, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but that's kind of like everything else I do. I just figure it out as I go. So first of all, I'm just going to start with something simple here, and I got to bore out this gear a little bit more so it fits onto my motor. We'll go from there.
She need a ride to work. Tell her, baby, I'ma be there soon. I'm moving work. Woke up. Now I can't accept the statement until I see the proof. No goodbyes, no final moments to witness life. A fuck up like that cannot be made up with any price.
Well, I picked up some steel today so I can build the water table for my plasma CNC table here. And I kind of had to put it on hold for a month because I got no space to use the thing, man. So I had to find a new shop before I could even finish it. But I got a new shop, so I got the space, and I'm moving in at the end of the month, so I have like 20 days to finish this thing. So this video probably won't go into very much depth because I'm kind of rushing here, but yeah, under 20 days I'm gonna get this plasma table finished before I move. So here we go. Well, I'm finally starting to get all my stuff set up in here to the point I can actually get something done. So first thing I gotta do is get this damn plasma table working. Got all rusty from my trip over here. There's nothing really I could do about that unless I completely wrapped it up, but it was a pretty wet drive. There's not really much I could do. So I'm just gonna Scotch-Brite all the sides down where I put the rails, just so it doesn't make it all bumpy or anything like that. So yeah, I'll get all the rust off first and then start putting this thing back together how I had it before, and then we'll go from there. Alright, well this thing's coming together now. I got like all the wires and stuff on there, and my limit switches, and my Z-axis, my torch. Everything's working pretty good. And I got my plasma wired in now too. And you can see here I was drawing some Cummins logos. That was the first shape I did, was a Cummins logo. So, see, I can just drive it with my keyboard here. And go like up or down or whatever. I just got it set up really slow right now. I'm gonna add another motor to the other side here. It's not too bad, it'd probably work fine, but I'm just gonna put another motor on because I already have another motor. It'd take me no time at all. I'm just waiting for the gear and the rack to get here, and we'll do that. But just what I'm working on right now is just trying to get the plasma to fire. I tried to use a normal relay, like when I would use in my truck, on the one of the outputs, but I think it was too much current to fire it. So I found this like light sensing relay I had just in the bottom of my electrical pile stuff. So I rewired it so it takes a 5-volt input to fire it, and I checked it. It was like 50 milliwatts or something, or milliamps to fire it. So that works now on my controller thing here. You see. See, I can turn my torch on and off from the computer now. So that should be all good. I can show you here. I'll just like run a Cummins program here. See, it's cutting a Cummins C. torch activation relays, turn it on and off. I think it's going to go around the C now. There we go, I just cut a come and see out. So I'm just about to hook up my plasma cutter to this thing. And now I should actually be able to fire it and maybe make my first cut. It came with this because the plasma cutter came with the machine torch, so it had this thing, which is a switch. And I checked it; it's just an on-off switch here. So this thing's just a switch. So I'm just going to wire this thing here into this thing here, plug it in my plasma cutter, and then I should be able to cut a come and see out for the first time. Hopefully. So check this out. I was sick of having to be stuck down here in this stupid setup when I have a nice, comfortable computer setup that's warm up there. So I hooked up my CNC controller through Ethernet to a wireless router, and now my plasma table's wireless. See, I'm connected and working. Here, I'm not plugged into anything here. Laptop over here. That's so much better. Alright, so I got this thing cutting now. As you can see, I got a rough come and see and some squares and stuff. Just trying to dial it in, figure out how to use it. So I figure I'll show you one here. I just got it set up, so basically just gotta click start now. And hopefully it doesn't drive into the table or do anything weird. Right now it's just homing to the metal and finding out how thick it is, and then it'll go up and start the cut. Oh, it turned on too soon there. See, that's another thing I need to work out. How to put a delay there, because it turned on before the plasma was ready. Just cut the eye out. So you can see it worked, but they still have some more stuff to dial in, and you can see my my gantry moves a bit here because I have the motor on that side, so it has a little bit of bend in the gantry, but I'm gonna fix that right now. I got some more rails and racks and everything to get it all on this side, so I'll just have dual motor drive. But as you can see, it does work, so let's go and get it out of here. There's like nothing on the back of it or anything. It's a pretty good cut, other than it's all wavy because that gantry's bouncing around, and it messed up on my didn't cut my eye because it tried to start cutting too early, so I got to program that into my code, and I don't know what happened here. I think it just needs to be knocked out. Yeah. come and see. It's all wavy because the gantry needs some work, but we're gonna fix that right now. And missed that, but I know how to program that in. I'll just make it so it goes somewhere else first, so it takes a little longer before it starts the plasma. And this, that didn't do a very good job there, obviously. I think I gotta make it so it starts in the center and then goes out and cuts the outside, because I had it like arcing in. So it's all just dialing it in now. Just gonna keep messing with it until it cuts perfect, but it is working. Just gotta dial it in. Okay, so I built another mount here for another motor on the side. Put a rack on, and definitely stiffen the gantry up much more. Like it doesn't move at all. So I'm just about to run a cut for the first time with the new motor, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't do any weird stuff. Missed something. I think I missed a letter. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah, that one definitely missed a couple letters. But it's getting better. It's much smoother now compared to the... it's not very easy to see here. I got a better spot. You can see these lines are wavy. These ones are nice and straight now. So I fixed the issue that I was having. Now I just need to figure out how to program this thing better so it doesn't fuck up my cuts. Alright, well I cut this one out, and my extra motor definitely fixed my issue. It's much smoother now on all the corners. And the straights are all nice too. But now I've noticed in the areas where the torch is like moving a lot, like really fast, small movements like in here, there's still some imperfections from something moving. And I found out it's this Z-axis here. You can see there's a lot of movement there. I took it all apart, and this is all solid in here. Well, it's just like the smallest movement, but way out here it looks like a lot. So I'm gonna grind this piece down here so there's no gap here at all. And there's nowhere for it to move. And then if it rubs on the aluminum a little bit, that's fine. I can just grease it up. I just don't want it to move at all. And then hopefully it'll clean this up. But yeah, check it out though. It seems pretty... it's getting better. I mean, that's more than enough to build like bumpers and decks and everything, because it's all big stuff. You see, the big stuff's fine. It's just the little tight stuff that needs a little bit of improvement still. So yeah, I'm gonna fix up this Z this morning, and then yeah, maybe we'll start working on the deck now. Well, I was able to put just some spacers in here, and it did stiffen it up a lot more. It still moves a little bit, but really not very much. I'm not sure still about this. I think I might change it again. I might just mount this directly on here and just write all my programs to not use this Z reference thing. I'm still not sure, but it definitely made it a lot better. You can see this one was the first one I did without that motor. You can see like there's little bumpy parts. You can see it really good here, where like the torch is like shaking around and stuff from all these fast movements. And then I cleaned up this, once I cleaned up the Z-axis a bit better, it kind of cleaned up those bumpy parts a little better. It's not perfect, but it's a little better. And then I just got this one here, and I just changed the acceleration on my motors a little more, so it took a little longer to get up to full speed, and it made it so it was a little less jerky on everything and smoothed it out a little more. And I've been like testing out, like I just keep cutting out little squares, and I'll like do, this one will be a little faster, and this one will be a little faster, and this one will be a little faster, or this one will have different cut heights as I go. And I'm just like comparing them to try to find the best settings. But yeah, I think it's just going to take a while just to get everything dialed in perfect, and I'm sure the more I use it, I'll figure out how to make it run better, or make cut paths better, and heights and speeds and feeds and everything. So I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm sure it's pretty long already. I wanted to do it all in one video, so who knows how long it's going to be, maybe an hour, who knows. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, definitely subscribe and like the video, because there's going to be a lot more coming. I'm going to build lots of cool stuff on this, because got lots of space in here now, and basically print these decks from that plasma table. Just print them all day. Print decks, bumpers, brackets, anything, man. Possibilities are endless with this. So yeah, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and then yeah,